Welcome everyone to episode 14 of the COD Casuals podcast. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
And we made it. We made it to episode 14. Still on track. Pumped about it.
Yeah.
How was your weekend, man?
That was good.
Yeah?
I went up to see my girlfriend for the weekend, and we hung out. I caught some of the games. I got to rewatch some of the games, too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, my God.
I'm fully caught up.
Yeah, thank God, right? Choose a weekend to go away, right? It's always when it's an absolute banger of a weekend that we have to do something else, you know?
I caught all of Sunday. So, like, the other matches, Championship Sunday is, like, the most important one.
Yeah, 100%, you know? That's how it always is.
Yeah.
But, and Sunday, too, was like, what a day of Call of Duty.
Nice long day of COD.
Yeah, my heart went up and down. I think it stopped about 50 times on Sunday.
Yeah.
Probably throughout the whole major. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, we can talk about addressing a little bit of the rumors that we were talking about in our last episode 13, about Call of Duty. We were talking about World War II, Vanguard.
Yeah,
but now there's some rumors coming out. We cannot confirm or deny these, but they're out there, so we have to talk about them. Yeah.
So the big one, no multiplayer for next year, because they're having some major problems on the multiplayer side for development.
Yep.
And I mean, personally, I don't think any of these rumors are true, because like they already confirmed that Sledgehammers is developing the campaign, multiplayer, and co-op.
Yeah.
Like they literally, it said that.
Yeah.
So I just don't think this is true. But if it is true, kind of makes sense with COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't really know either. I'm kind of with you though, man. I don't buy these rumors. I would be shocked if that's the case. If they, for whatever reason, apparently the game is just not coming along, like multiplayer isn't at least.
Yeah.
So they're just going to scrap it, and now it's discussion as to what they're going to do for, I mean, this has big implications for the CDL for next year going into 2022.
Mm-hmm.
What game they're going to play. People are saying perhaps they'll play Cold War again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll go back to Modern Warfare. Some people in the community want them to go back to older titles.
Yeah.
Or MW2 remastered.
Yeah, because that's the other rumor. Like they were gonna drop MW2 multiplayer instead of like a new COD multiplayer, which I don't want to play an old game. I don't really like care if the the new game isn't as good as MW2. I just want a new game. Yeah.
No, I'm in the same light, man. I don't know. MW2 is great. Like, it's always going to be that game that people revere and have, you know, that nostalgia for. And it's a fun game.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it's going to fit in 2021.
Yeah, it was fun because we were young and we didn't have, like, anything to do. Like, now, I don't know. It's still a fun game, but that game was so broken.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to play Noob Tubes again and dying one shot.
Yeah, one man army. They got the model akimbos, and they had
and getting nukes like in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you know, and the streaks that just stacked infinitely.
Yeah,
you know, the Noob Tube spots.
I don't want to deal with that again.
Yeah,
it might be fun for like the first month.
Yeah,
playing pubs, but after that, I feel like it just gets stale again.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be really frustrating because it's a game that's already been out, and it just feels a little lazy to me to go and try to cash in on the nostalgia. And, okay, we're going to go play this game. It's like, well, you know.
I just wouldn't put out anything.
Yeah, it's like, well, give me a new title, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like, if they didn't drop anything, I would take that because I would get it. Because COVID has affected, like, a lot of just, like, everything in general.
Yeah. So for the public players, I mean, I would imagine most people, they'd probably be like, oh, yeah, sure, MW2 remastered for multiplayer. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And they've already done the campaign, so that's why some people think they would do multiplayer.
Multiplayer,
you know. I mean, it'll be, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Again, these rumors are, I can't remember how they really came up. I think somebody exposed this, and then they got DMCA'd. Or they got shut down by, was it Activision or Treyarch or whoever it was?
Activision.
Yeah.
Jeff Grubb.
Yeah.
Apparently he's a reliable source, and he's been pretty
accurate,
spot on with like his rumors.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just don't think it's true. And the other thing too is if like They put out MW2 multiplayer and they make us pay for it. You're telling me I have to pay for the remastered campaign.
Yeah.
And now I have to pay for the remastered multiplayer.
Yeah.
And a game that's how old is that game?
Oh man.
It's over 10. It's 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Came out in 2009.
Let me go
I think.
check MW2 release date.
I think it came out in 2009.
Yes, November 10th, 2009. Yeah. It's 11 years old.
Yeah.
You know, by the time it comes out, it'll be 11 years old. That's fugaze.
Yeah.
You know,
or 12 years old.
12 years old. Yeah. I can't do math.
12 years old. And you want me to put, like...
They're probably going to charge you $30-$40 for it, too.
Yeah.
You know, but like, oh, it's not full price. Like, dude,
Yeah.
come on.
I don't know. I'd much rather play Cold War for another year.
Yeah, I mean, I would, too. I wouldn't really mind doing that again. But then on the competitive side, that's where the question lies, right?
Yeah.
Is what are they going to do for competitive? Are they going to go back and are they going to play MW2 remastered if this is a thing, or are they going to play another year of Cold War because it's integrated with Warzone and that brings in a lot of money? And you know, it's another thing too is it's cross-platform.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I've heard rumors too, like maybe them going to an older game.
Yeah,
which like I don't know. I just don't want. I just want a new COD. That's like my favorite part about competitive COD. It's new every single year.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if they go back, like I'm still gonna watch whatever they do.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind BO4 again. That'd be cool to watch like a 5v5 game.
Yeah,
played on 4v4.
Well, and that's the thing too, right? We've mentioned in our previous episodes too about the CDL, right? It was the first year it was 5v5, and now it's 4v4.
Yeah.
So, Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare, those games were played when it was 5v5.
Yeah.
So what do they do now? Like, how do those games play when they're 4v4? Do they change much? Like, what's the deal?
If they go back.
Yeah, if they go back.
I'm sure that's like a league discussion that, you know, everyone's wondering about.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is like if the rumors are real.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like the owners of these teams would know by now. And I mean, obviously they're not come out and say anything, but it seems like the owners like don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, right. We were. I'm sure you're referencing the podcast that Hex put out recently, right? Where I believe it was Hitch had mentioned this whole thing.
Yeah. And
he said he hasn't heard anything about this.
Yeah. Which I wonder if he can. I mean, doesn't matter.
Is he lying? Is Hex lying? 2021? No.
Well, I was wondering if that like he can even legally say that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I think he's just like he really has no idea.
Yeah.
You know, and if that is something that does happen and they haven't told the team owners, that is crazy
that's messed
talk.
up.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
So that's another reason too why I don't quite buy into this.
Yeah, I mean we'll have a lot to talk about over the off season.
Yeah,
because like I'm sure when it gets closer to the release date of the new COD, or old COD, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, right.
We'll know more. But as of right now, we just want to fill you in on those rumors that we've heard because I don't know. I don't really want another MW2.
Yeah, I don't really want another MW2. I like the campaign. Like, I went and bought that. It was fun. And multiplayer, again, it would be fun for a little bit, but...
Yeah. I think it'd be fun for like a month.
It would wear off so quick for me.
Yeah. Because, I mean, all the people that I played MW2 with don't play video games anymore.
Yeah.
Like, not a single person. So, like, you and I didn't even play MW2 together.
No, not really.
It definitely be different.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see if that is the case, how they change that game and make it fit 2021.
Yeah.
If people complain about, like, the Krig being too good now.
Yeah,
and the AK-74U.
Yeah.
Brother, I went and played. I told you that. I went and played MW2. No, what was it, MW2 or MW3? It was one of them. I think it was MW2. I played like maybe like a month ago at my friend's place, and I couldn't believe it. It was MW2. Yeah, 100% it was MW2. I remember we played Terminal, and I used the ACR, the M4, and the UMP. Dude, the ACR is a laser.
Yeah,
like
there's no recoil.
Yeah, it's not even like, oh yeah, like there's no recoil. Like, no, that thing doesn't move.
Yeah, it's funny from like, I mean, we've definitely gotten better as the years gone by at COD, But going back to an old COD like now, after what we know and how to play Call of Duty, it'd be so much easier.
Yeah, it would be. It would be so much easier playing those games now. But I don't know. I'll be interested to see over the next couple months to see what happens if these rumors get shut down or if they do have some validity to them.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a new COD.
I am.
I want something new.
Fingers crossed. Even if Vanguard, let's hope it doesn't suck, right? We talked about everything we want from our last episode.
Even if they release an MW2 multiplayer remastered, on the side of a multiplayer that they already created, that's fine. Because then that'll give me the option to I can buy it and play it for a month. Yeah. And then go back to the new game.
The only problem with that though, is I would imagine they don't want to try to split the community. Yeah. Because they had that issue with Infinite Warfare. I think it was if you bought Infinite Warfare, you got COD 4 remastered.
Yeah. Well, I think they did that just because IW wasn't selling. Yeah. People weren't buying that game.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of it too. And then I'm sure if they looked at when people bought that, they bought Infinite Warfare technically. Yeah. But everybody bought Infinite Warfare for COD 4, including myself. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, if it makes some money, I don't think they care.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be bad for competitive.
It would be.
Because if they did that, everyone would want to watch MW2. Yeah. Over whatever the new COD is. Right. So I don't know. Hopefully they don't. Well, if they do that, they should do it later on in the year instead of right at launch.
Yeah, I think so too. That'd be a good move. But we shall see. So we had to address those rumors. Now we can push them aside. Yeah. And we could talk about our
the topic of the day.
Yeah, the Major III that just underwent. Pretty crazy.
That was a really good
crazy
major.
Week. Yeah. FaZe are the Major III champions. So congrats to FaZe.
Congrats.
GGs. They played lights out. They were insane.
They're disgusting.
Oh my god. Yeah. What is there to say about them?
They've been to the grand finals this year all 3 times.
Yeah. Exactly.
And they've won 2 out of the 3.
Need we say more? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're so freaking good. And they looked...
Their bank accounts.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so they... for people who don't know, when you get first place in these majors, you win $50,000 a person, basically. It's $200,000.
Yeah, $200K total.
Yeah, $200K total. And then between the 4 players, it's going to be around $50K. So then after taxes, they're probably getting somewhere in the low 40s, 30s. Yeah. If you had to guess. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, not bad for... They played how many games? 3 games?
No, they went to losers. So 4?
Well, I got the bracket pulled up. So they played 1, 2, 3, 4. They played 4 games of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Or 4 series rather. They played quite a few games of COD, but they played 4 series and they got around that much cash. So pretty amazing by them.
Those guys played lights out.
Yeah,
they were nuts.
Yeah, right off in the beginning, because they started off, they qualified in the winners bracket and they faced Dallas Empire, which we had talked about Dallas in previous episodes, how they had a Hook on the team and he's now moved to Los Angeles Thieves, and Dallas just has not been looking the same. They got 3-0'd right off the bat, right down to losers. And yeah, FaZe, then they went and faced Toronto Ultra, the reigning champs, or former reigning champs.
Yeah.
And they beat them. Then they went and faced New York Subliners, which, man, we'll talk about them in a bit. They lost to them, and then they clawed their way out of losers to face Subliners again and get the dub.
Yeah, they won 5-2 in the series.
Yeah.
That's a long, series of COD.
Yeah.
That is a lot. That's a lot of COD.
Yeah, I mean, we started watching this, Sunday, it started at, I can't remember,
Started at 3
o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First match was 3:30.
Yeah, and it finished up around a little bit after 9, 9:30 or so.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is that? 6.5 hours of COD?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And that was how many? That was 3 games.
Yeah, 3 games.
Yeah.
6.5 hours.
I mean, total play time. Obviously, it's not 6. It's all the ads and setting everything up.
Yeah.
But even if this was live, on land and stuff, it'd still be the same amount of time. Setting everything up.
Yeah, it was a long, long day of Call of Duty. So many games. And FaZe, they looked fantastic. They played the elimination final against Toronto Ultra, and it was really, really close too. It was they won by one map, so
Yeah.
3-2. And then in the major, they were so hot.
Yeah. I saw a stat about Simp. I screenshotted it. I need to find it.
All right.
But it was very, very impressive.
Yeah.
Here's the stat. Like this is his career stats, right?
Okay.
He has 16 pro events. His average placing is 2.12.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
His total win-loss ratio as a pro is 89-22. He's been in the finals 13 times.
Yeah.
13 out of his 16 pro events, he's been in the finals.
Yeah.
And he's won 6 of them. And he's won 1 out of 2 COD champs he's attended. His average COD champs KD is a 1.22. And prize money won total is $676,000.
Jesus.
And $453. But he played halfway through Black Ops 4. He played MW.
And we're
halfway, or a little over halfway.
through this. Hasn't been playing that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
It's
is 20.
unbelievable. Yeah. And he has a house.
Holy.
I think he's got 2 houses.
Yeah,
Apparently he has 2 houses.
He's building a house right now.
Yeah.
In New Jersey.
Yeah.
New Jersey's not a cheap place.
No,
East Coast is
No,
expensive.
definitely not. Dumb expensive. Yeah, I mean, and dude, he was just unbelievable. He reflected all those stats.
Oh, yeah.
He was so freaking good. That whole team. I mean, the guy you really got to take your hat off to was Arcides.
After all the slander that he's been getting.
Yeah, it's
drop
terrible.
Arcides.
Yeah, because he's playing. We've mentioned the FaZe players before. Like all those guys in that team are just superstars.
Yeah.
And Arcides, I mean, he's in there too. He's a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
But just because maybe he doesn't have the greatest KD compared to the rest of them, people coming for his neck.
Yeah,
people
are like, he's not slaying on the map.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to slay on the map when you have Simp, Abizi, and Celium?
Yeah, they're not playing domination.
Dude.
They're not playing TDM. There's only so many people they can kill. You know?
Yeah, exactly. There's only 4 other people on the map that they can kill.
Yeah.
And he's an AR player. He's not going to run up.
Yeah, it's not his job. So FaZe just they looked so good. We were shocked, man, when we were watching the major final. We were watching it, and then we parted ways to go game. We're like, oh, we'll go in game and watch the rest of the series. And yeah, FaZe was up. They were up 2-4.
Yeah.
About to play Search, and then when we go and check it out, when we get back home, we're all settled in.
Yeah.
Like it was already done. It was like just about finished. It was so fast.
Yeah. It was literally like 10 minutes.
Yeah. They put the burners on NY Subliners,
Mm-hmm.
who we could talk about really quick too, because FaZe, it's hard to gas them even more. The team that you really got to give props to is Subliners, man. Unbelievable.
They finished second in the major.
Oh.
And I know second sucks, but man, they played their hearts out.
Yeah.
Especially with Paco, Hydra.
Oh God.
This was his first event, and he finished second.
Yeah.
He went head to head against fucking Arcides, Celium, Simp, and Abizi, and he kept up with them.
Yeah, unbelievable. He put it on them. And that team, people were not really giving them a lot at first when they had I think a player we'd mentioned on that team prior was Diamond Con.
Mm-hmm.
We broke down the teams, and then he got benched, and Hydra came in, and that team looked so good since. But Hydra doesn't really speak English, or he doesn't speak English very well. But he can speak COD very well.
Yeah.
When you listen to him in the comms, it's a riot. So that team at Clayster, their main AR, their leader, man, he's one of the best ever. That he led that team, got kicked off Dallas, beats Dallas in this major, leading this whole brand new
I don't
squad.
think they played Dallas.
No, they didn't. But placing wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dallas got knocked out pretty early.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Talk about what they're gonna do, right?
But New York, they should be proud. Even though they came up short, but you'd rather lose this major than lose COD champs.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, whatever team wins COD champs, that's a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was massive.
That is a Super Bowl of Call of Duty.
Yeah, right. You can lose all year, and everyone will forget all these majors.
Yeah.
If you lose champs, or win champs, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You can lose all year, win champs, and you're the best.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what we're thinking about with all these teams. But team in particular too, like where the Subliners or another team we could talk about before we get to the third place team was OpTic.
You want to talk about the third place team first? Just
yeah, sure, why not?
Keep it in order.
Yeah, sure. Third place was Toronto Ultra. I mean, they're right up where they should be. Unfortunate they just barely lost out to FaZe in that three. They lost was it 2-3 against them. And I think the last game that they had, it went down 5-4.
Yeah, against OpTic.
Well, there was OpTic, and then there was the one against FaZe as well. I think they lost the game 6-4. Search and destroy, to get eliminated.
Yeah.
So, man, those guys are so freaking good.
Yeah, they're playing all these teams so tight.
Yeah. I mean, the competition between those three teams right now, New York, FaZe, and Ultra, is unparalleled.
I mean, the top 4 teams that finished, like, they're all close.
Yeah.
They're all very, very close.
Yeah, they are very close. And that's what's so fantastic. I think most of these teams right now, you put those 4 against each other on any day, and you're probably going to get different winners.
Yeah, exactly. It could, you don't know.
Yeah. No, that's what makes it so much fun, too. I think some of these games, people they may have had them going one way or the other. And, I don't know. It really is a coin flip sometimes with these series. You're not too sure. I mean, New York, they beat FaZe in the
FaZe twice.
winners final. Yeah, they beat them twice, and they beat them in the winners final, and then they get to the major and they lost. It's like you would think that New York would beat them again.
Just looking off of that,
yeah, exactly.
Because New York played them in stage 3. And they won 3-2.
Yep.
And it was around 11 S&D.
Yeah.
And then they played them in winners again, same exact scenario. They won 3-2 S&D round 11.
Yep.
And it just shows they played FaZe again in the grand finals and they lost.
Yeah.
But they could have played today, maybe New York would have won.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, FaZe, everybody in that team is so consistent, which is why they've just been always at the top. And Ultra, they've had that turn since Major II. They've been so good. And yeah, that team has been very consistent. I think it was Cammy who was really leading the squad.
Yeah. Cammy was going off.
Yeah, he was just piecing. I remember he did that in the OpTic series. He was so good. At one point, I think it was the round 11, he was 13-5 or something like that. I mean, he was going off.
He was going crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned 4th team. In the placing was OpTic. We can move on to them. They played really, really good. And
pumped for them. So happy.
They came out. They went through a lot of teams and losers.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, they went through 4 teams.
Yeah, and you and I were saying too, this is going to be tough for them, but it's also good because they're a very momentum-based team. They just got to get some wins.
Yeah.
And if they placed 4th, we were happy.
Yeah.
And, they placed 4th.
Yeah.
Obviously, we wanted them to go further, but they almost did. They lost to Ultra round 11, map 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so close.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people probably would have thought, okay, Ultra, if you said none of these games had happened prior with OpTic, if OpTic was facing Ultra, they're going to get cooked.
Yeah.
There's no way they win. And they should have honestly they should have won the search and destroy at the end, that last one.
Yeah.
It was just a blunder on some of the plays that they had that fell apart.
And again, you were saying, if you just looked at how the tournament was playing out, I would say most people would have them being eliminated playing against Empire.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
And
wouldn't surprise me.
I have the stats right here. OpTic played LAG. They won 3-1.
Yep.
They played Empire after. They won 3-0.
Shocking.
They played Mutineers after that. They won 3-0. And then they lost to Ultra 2-3.
Yeah.
Round 11.
Yeah. Which is such a turnaround from, we mentioned last week, OpTic looked bad.
Yeah. They're just losing.
Yeah, they were losing, and their last game they played before this major was FaZe, I think, right?
Yeah.
Where they got absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
And they just did not look the same.
Yeah.
And we were talking I would not have been shocked if they had lost to Dallas, and that would have been it.
The last 3 games they played LAT. Then they played Subliners. Then they played FaZe.
Yeah.
So it got harder.
Yeah, it did. Right. So definitely tested them. But Yeah, well, you mentioned earlier about them being momentum based. I mean, that was pretty evident in this. And obviously, they've fixed some of these mistakes that they've been dealing with, and they've got their teamwork a lot better. But they had a really good progression. I was worried about that Dallas game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Dallas, we'll talk about them later. Dallas has been looking rough. So it was kind of 50-50. I was like, wow, like Dallas with Hook.
Yeah.
That's really tough. I was like,
Yeah.
Dallas right now, they're kind of vulnerable. They're not looking too great. I would never have said that OpTic's going to 3-0 them.
Yeah.
No way I would have said that.
I definitely noticed OpTic, they're hitting like their timings like perfectly together.
Yeah.
Like Envoy, everybody was saying Envoy flanks too much. He flanks too much.
Yeah.
Well, he flanked a lot this tournament, and he was getting 2 pieces, 3 pieces, and he was catching every team by surprise, even though like the majority of them know he likes to flank.
Yeah.
But he was just hitting his timings with his teammates.
Yeah.
And allowing him to get those 2 to 3 pieces.
Yeah, it's exactly. We were talking about these timings, and it's so important, and that's what happens when we watch the games. We're always wincing because you can obviously see the players and they can't, and it just comes down to milliseconds.
Yeah.
So they may be watching him, being like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna come here," and then they wait. And then something maybe happens in another part of the map, so they take their direction away. They're like, okay, well, he would have been coming already. And then he comes. Right as they look away.
Exactly, yeah.
Then he hits it. And that's where they're like, oh, like, that's got to be so infuriating.
Yeah, and, like, they're playing together, especially.
Yeah, they were.
They're playing together. They're waiting for Envoy to come on the flank before they just chowed by themselves.
Yeah.
Or something. But I'm really glad they placed 4th.
Yeah, I am too. So it was a huge, huge win for them in that aspect.
They lost, but they should be really happy and proud because stage 4 or major 4 is LAN. Everyone's talking big game because it's LAN, and I'm sure it's going to help out a lot of these teams, especially to get their confidence back because they're all going to be on an even playing field. Mm-hmm. There's going to be no excuses now.
Yeah.
Not a single excuse. If you lose on LAN, you lose.
Yeah, exactly. Like we had that mentioning one of the other teams that got eliminated, LA Thieves. They went out. I think they placed right behind. Well, did they? They might have placed right behind OpTic or right behind Florida. But Kenny, he was talking about it. He was livid that he had a bunch of tech issues. Apparently, he had to get a whole new PC.
Yeah.
I don't think you were watching that game.
No, I wasn't watching that.
Yeah,
but I saw it.
Yeah, they had a pause.
Twitter.
Like he had to get a whole new PC, and his connection wasn't really. I guess he had high ping, whatever. Mm-hmm. He had a lot of issues, and that sucks. You know, like people would be roasting him, being like, "Oh, accept the L." It's like, dude, he does, but at the same time, that is if you've ever dealt with that as a player, whether you're like us COD Casuals or if you're a pro player, that's the most infuriating thing because you can't do anything.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly. You can't. It's just like technical difficulties that happens like all the time.
Yeah, like with me, man. Like I get lag from where I live. Yeah. I get that like thankfully not that much since I've upgraded the hell out of my setup to try to mitigate it. But still, I would get it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it.
and yeah, exactly. And you're not like saying anything because you're like, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
But it's like so infuriating because it's just you're playing your game and you're skipping and
Yeah, it's tough.
So now that's eliminated.
Yeah. So at LAN, everyone's on a even playing field.
Yeah. So
and since there's not going to be any fans like at these or at least the next event.
Yeah.
As of right now.
Yeah. Who knows? It'll change.
Yeah, but like no crowd, no cheering, nothing. It's just 4v4. So there can't be any more excuses.
Yeah. Which I am looking forward to. I don't think there's going to be much of a drop with some of these players. I don't know. I'd like to hear what you think about it. I think most of these teams are going to lay where they are right now.
Yeah, I mean these top 4 teams, top 5, whatever, like they're still going to be where they are.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of like a confidence boost for like a lot of these players.
Yeah.
Because the OpTic guys, like the ping does matter to like an extent.
Yep.
But if you're playing these super, super fast players like a BZ, Simp, like those guys that are just running at you, those your ping does matter to an extent because
it does.
These guys are gonna fry you. they're
Yeah.
already super fast.
Yeah, they're already so annoying and so difficult to kill.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something to look forward to.
I think it'll affect the some players. I'm sure it's not going to be like a huge like problem for a lot of these players, but
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I'm sure it'll affect some players to an extent.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like since we've kind of covered most of the teams at the top that place top 6, the other half, the rest of the teams like Seattle Surge, Ravens, Legion, and Gorillas, and unfortunately Rocker.
Yeah,
I wonder if there's going to be much of a shakeup with them. Like a shuffling of that, because it's kind of a battle right now with most of those teams at the moment anyway online.
Yeah, the top 4 teams that place at Major were, right, so FaZe first, New York second, Toronto third, and OpTic fourth.
Yep.
I have the CDL point standings right now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them right now. Man, FaZe has
way out in front,
340 points.
And then New York is second now, right?
Yeah, New York is second. Empire is still third. Ultra's right behind them.
What does New York have for points? 240?
240, yeah. Empire has 230. Ultra has 225. OpTic has 200.
Yeah.
And then LAT has 170.
Yeah.
And then the bottom 6 teams, they're all really close too. And right now it's getting towards that time of the year where these points really, really matter.
Yeah.
Because only the top 8 teams get to play at champs.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom 4 teams don't even get to go play.
Is it the bottom 4 or is it 2?
I thought it was bottom 4.
I can't remember if it's bottom 4 or if it's bottom 2. I feel like it's 10 teams that go to champs.
I think it's the top.
You think it's top 8?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's top 8.
I'm trying to see if there's a place I can find that.
I'm 98% sure it's top 8.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, regardless if it's 8, it's even worse. With 4, with those 4 teams that are going to be going away, or if it's 2 teams, it's still 2 teams at the bottom or however many that they're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. They've really got to step it up. Like the biggest team I'm worried about is Surge. That would just be horrible. I mean, it's looking that way, unfortunately, with them right now. They just haven't been performing.
Mm-hmm.
And Surge, I mean, man, they got Octane, Gunless, Pristini, and they got what's his name, Decimate. Yeah, talent-wise, such a good team.
Mm-hmm.
And those are all top-tier players that we want to see at champs.
Yeah.
And to think that there's a good chance they won't make it there.
Yeah.
Is crazy.
Well, so I'm reading here battle for the 8th seed.
Battle for the 8th seed.
So I'm assuming
that it is. Okay.
Yeah. So bottom 4 teams aren't making it to champs, but all right. So this is bottom 4 teams right now. So Mutineers, as of right now, they're the 8th seed with 120 points.
Okay.
Gorillas are right behind them with 90. Royal Ravens are behind them with 70. Then Paris Legion was 60, and Surge dead last with 50.
Yeah.
But that's really tight.
That is tight.
That's one match.
Yeah, it is
for a lot of these teams. So going into stage 4, they have to win. They really have to win.
Yeah.
Because I bet you, I'm sure we could do the math out right now, but there's going to be a point where Seattle, if they don't win anything, they're just eliminated from COD champs immediately. It's going to be mathematically impossible for them to make it.
Yeah.
So are these players going to try?
What's the point in playing?
Yeah, exactly. Now you're not making it to COD champs.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I was management, I'd be yeah, you better try because we're paying you.
Yeah, exactly.
You better play your heart out.
Right. Yeah, and still and give everything you have. Yeah, because some of these players you just mentioned, Octane, Gunless, Pristini, they're not cheap.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, they're particularly Octane being their main guy. Dude, I'm sure he's getting paid a lot of money.
And I'm not saying I know all these guys aren't just gonna give up and not play, but if I was a player, I'd be pretty upset too. That now you're playing just to play.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all these guys, they're all competitors and they want to get the champs.
Yeah,
that's why they do this, so they can be considered champions or world champs.
It's demoralizing.
Yeah.
Knowing that, imagine at the end of stage 4, they're they can't make it. Even if they won everything, they can't make it.
Yeah. it's not good. And unfortunately, we're talking about Surge right now. They haven't shown much life.
Yeah.
Well, the past major, I think they got last this major,
Yeah.
Major 3. The other teams you mentioned, Paris. Yeah, Paris is down there too. They're not looking great. London though, man, London's looking great.
Yeah, they're on the up.
Yeah, they are on the up. London's on the up. Gorillas are on the up. Ever since they brought in Sheen, I was really surprised. I mean, a lot of people were really surprised when they brought in Sheen. He was a former player. He's been around for quite a long time. But they got rid of their player. It was Vivid, he was their best player on the team stat wise. But they put in Sheen, and he's been huge in helping them. And they've looked fantastic with him. Yeah. So it's great to see that. And then Mutineers, they're not looking too bad, I don't think. Right?
I mean, they just gotta, again, a lot of these teams, they just gotta tweak some things. Because Awakening and Skies, like, we've seen them play really well, and they just dominate teams.
Yeah.
But something's just not clicking.
Yeah, the biggest thing with those guys, or with like some of these teams, it's consistency.
Yeah.
Like London looks like they've kind of found their footing, and they're starting to be a bit more consistent. They did lose 3-0 to Thieves, which was tough. But again, that's Thieves. They got a hook. They got a squad on there. So that wasn't too shocking.
Yeah.
But they are looking pretty good. Paris, they're the same kind of thing. They're hot and they're cold. Seattle at the moment, they've got to find some hot moments.
They gotta get some momentum or something.
Yeah, I'd love to see them, dude. That team again, they're so good. Like the players on that team, they're insane.
They know it too.
Yeah, that's what's got to be so frustrating.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the standings right now. Like, so Florida has 120 points, right? Yeah, and they're the 8th seed. And Gorillas are behind them, and they need 30 points. So they have, like, that's 3 matches. But from 9 to 12, like, they're only above each other by, like, a single match.
Yeah.
So those bottom 4 could rotate, like, pretty quickly.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, and it's going to be crazy to see who doesn't make it to champs once this is all said and done. Know?
Like, Seattle, their match win, they're 4-15.
Damn, that is. Ugh.
They've won 4 matches this whole year.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And to put it into perspective, like FaZe, the number 1 team, they're 22-4.
Yeah,
in map win, and they have 3. FaZe has like ran away with the points. 340 points.
Yeah, they got 100-point advantage.
Yeah, Subliners have 240 and they're 2nd place.
Yeah, and you get what, 50 points for the major win?
Yeah, for a major win.
And there's 5 majors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could literally just not play in Major 4, Major 5.
Yeah.
And they sacrifice those 100 points. I mean, granted, like, there's the other home series that are going to change things, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
if Seattle won all their matches in Stage 4 and all their matches in Stage 5 and the majors, they still wouldn't pass FaZe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane.
That's how much
when you break down the math, we really you get an idea of how crazy it is.
Yeah.
Like the discrepancy between the top teams and the bottom teams, and how much of a fight they have ahead of them.
Yeah,
and that's why we've been seeing over the past month or so. I mean, even longer now, we've seen these roster changes, and particularly at the bottom. We've seen a few at the top, but at the bottom, they're scrambling, and rightfully so. They should
have
be.
To. If they want to make champs, they need to.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, I mean, because there's not a lot of time for them to be like, all right, we're going to feel it out and see how it goes. I mean, I think we could talk about, just kind of going off for a second, is with the recent news that just came out today with Minnesota Rocker.
Yeah.
Right? Their AR player, Accuracy, has been on the team since the beginning of the game. He just got benched.
Yeah, he got benched for Major Maniac. Major Maniac was on the starting roster in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But he's been in challengers, like grinding away.
Yeah.
And now he's getting a starting spot again.
Yeah.
And I mean, Rocker, they have 170 points.
Yeah.
And that's a team that should be winning.
Yeah, they should be. They're so good, and they were looking really good when they brought in their player Standy, who they originally benched Major Maniac for.
Yeah.
They looked fantastic. But that just goes to show like they're doing really well, and then they played Major III in the tournament, and I can't remember where they placed, but they got eliminated pretty early.
I think it was like top 8.
Yeah. So they played elimination round. I think they only played one game.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were in elimination round 2, and they got 3-0'd by the London Royal Ravens.
Yeah.
Like,
I did not expect that.
I don't think
I expected Rocker to win.
Yeah, I think most people would. Again, if we base this off of off of the stats and standings, and all that, you would think that they would pull that off. But London's been looking great, and Minnesota just, I don't know whether it was they came out flat or what happened.
Yeah.
But it was just that one game there that made the team be like, all right, something's not right here.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly. Maybe you can throughout the rest of Stage 3 with the Paris series, and the Dallas series, how they performed.
For like during the stage.
Yeah, because I'm looking right now. Like Rocker, they played Paris, and one of them they won, so they went 1-1 during that one. The Dallas one, they what'd they play? They went 1-1 there, so 2-2. I mean, what about this one here in the London one? They had a negative record. It looks like they went 2-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, going into this. Into this.
I mean,
stage.
yeah, Rocker, they didn't play well at all during
the
stage.
Yeah.
And that could definitely be because of like their honeymoon season with Standy was over. Like, they looked nuts with Standy when he first came in.
Yeah.
But now, it's at that point where they have to make a change if, they want to win.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Accuracy knows that, and it's tough because he's like a really good player.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully Major Mania can come in and, help them out. Because he plays a lot faster. Yeah,
he does. That's why they brought in Standy, who was even faster than him.
Yeah.
So it's tough. I mean, it's just the saga of legendary vets now going to the bench.
Yeah.
Accuracy has fallen victim to the bench. It's brutal.
Yeah, because Minnesota has 140 points.
Okay.
And they're 7th place.
Yeah.
And 7th seed and Mutineers are at 120, and above them are LAT with 170.
Yeah.
Like,
it's close.
Yeah, it's not like they can just let up because they have such a lead. They don't.
It's crunch time.
Yeah.
If they keep this train of losing, like things can go downhill for them really badly.
Yeah.
And Florida placed well this major too.
Yeah.
They did better than them. They got 5th or 6th, I think.
The only team that can literally stop playing is FaZe.
Yeah.
Like OpTic has 200 points, but LAT is right behind them with 170, and Ultra has 225.
Yeah.
So like the top 5 can change like really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only team that's probably not going to change is FaZe.
Yeah.
Again, they're just so far ahead that.
Yeah, they went on that insane 11-0 streak in the beginning of the season, and they just were unstoppable.
And they won 2 majors, 100 points.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Like, they're
absolutely nutty.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah. So
I'm just looking at their map count right now. Like.
Yeah, it's nuts. And
they're 79 and 36.
Yeah.
79 and 36. Like, and Surge is 26 and 49.
Yeah.
So if you look at these stats, it's like ridiculous. But then go look at FaZe's roster and Seattle's roster. Forget about all the numbers and the data. Like, you got Arcides, Abizi, Simp, and Celium going up against Octane, Pristini, Decimate, and Gunless.
Yeah.
You would think that's going to be like a close match.
And if that happened, it would not be a close match at all. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for that, I'm sure, right? It's not down to the individual talent. I mean, Gunless, he's touted as one of the best ARs ever, and he's not like he's a veteran. Well, like, and I say like a veteran, but he's like a really old player. He's been really big since Black Ops 4 was his real standout year where he performed really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's insane, and he should be at the top. It's teamwork. It's teamwork and it's fundamentals at that point. And FaZe, that's why they're winning 2 majors.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good as a team.
They're all working together so well. Yeah, they're a unit.
Yeah, and that's what you need. That's what all these teams, need just consistently. That's why FaZe is there. It's not because they're better. Like, I mean, individual talent, like, sure, they're definitely up there. They're probably some of the best players.
Yeah.
But it's also just their consistency and teamwork.
Yeah.
Like OpTic and what was it? OpTic, Ultra, New York. Those guys. I mean, all these, the CDL, all these teams, they're so freaking good.
Yeah.
It's just how they gel together and going in every match and playing the best that they can as a team.
I think if you ask anyone, like Toronto Ultra, like that's a team of like they're all really good players.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people consider them superstars.
Yeah.
But I think you can definitely consider like everyone on FaZe a superstar, on OpTic, Subliners. You could, talk about like Clay and
Asim, Hydra.
Yeah. Like they're all really, really good players, but Ultra's like they're just coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's just because of their teamwork.
Yeah. No, it's true. And that's what everyone goes off about with Ultra,
Yeah.
And people do sell them short for like
Yeah.
their individual skills,
Yeah.
just because they're not that high-end brand like like the Simps and the
guys.
BZ, they're not at that level, or people don't know them. They're not household names like that, but they are insane players.
Yeah.
So, we imagine when they go to LAN that most of this is probably going to shake out the same way.
Yeah. The top teams are going to stay the top teams.
Yeah. But I mean, man, done with Major 3, we're on to Major 4 now.
Yeah.
Like
there's only 5 majors and then champs.
Yeah.
So we're getting towards the end.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been going by pretty quick.
Yeah.
Cuz
like every stage is only a month.
Yeah.
So again, like these teams that are making changes, they have to make a change within a month.
Yeah.
If your team doesn't work out, like do you really want to wait another month to find out?
Yeah.
And I mean that adds a lot of stress to these players, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But hopefully the league expands so then we can, get more of these players on the teams.
Yeah, exactly. Not have to worry about it as much. These people fighting for their spots. Yeah, so like today that rocker change happened. That was I think I had heard that from Zoom on his podcast. He'd been talking about that. Apparently that was a rumor. CDL Intel had put that out. That this was and if you don't know CDL Intel on Twitter, you should follow them. They're just up to date with anything in the CDL, whether it's, patch updates or, we're talking about players, anything like that.
Rumors.
Yeah, rumors. They're always on it.
Yeah.
So this was expected.
Yeah.
Inside the league, this was definitely an expected move. I think to the fans like myself, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Just because it's a big shakeup.
It is a big shakeup. I mean, I saw Accuracy's tweet after the major, and he basically just said there's so many highs and lows of his career, and this is one of the lows. And this was before they even officially announced that he was getting benched.
Yeah.
So when he said that, I think a lot of people were
just inferred that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, is that the end of him for the rest of the year? Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I would say yes, just because I really don't see them. If they're gonna make another change after a month, that's tough.
Yeah.
You got one major and champs.
Yeah. And they gotta. It all depends too on how they perform with Major Maniac.
Yeah.
If they come out really flat, then what do? Do they go and get rid of Major Maniac and put Accuracy back in? What do you do?
Yeah. I think the only way Accuracy will come back is if they lose
really badly.
Yeah, really bad in the majority of their games.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be an interesting one for sure. But I think, I don't know. That was one change. I don't really know if there's going to be any other changes that are happening within here. I mean, we say that now, and then probably there's going to be a bunch of teams that change up. I
mean, the changes that, if they do change, that we won't be surprised, are the bottom teams, right?
Yeah.
Your Paris, your Seattle, LAG. Even LAG's playing great. They're getting better. Same with London Royal Ravens. They're playing good. But if they made a roster change just out of nowhere, all right, I get it.
I've heard London. Apparently, there's some rumors that they're going to make a change.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to get rid of, what's his name? Not Paul X. Who's their new player? Zaptius. I think they might. Yeah. I've heard some rumors about that.
And the only team that I could possibly see changing, like near the top is Dallas,
Yeah.
maybe, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, we can kind of wrap it up talking about it a little bit with Dallas. I mean, I don't know. Man, Dallas just has not been where people expect them to be,
Yeah.
where they should be.
They're pretty average right now.
They're very average right
Yeah.
now. I hate to say it because
Yeah.
those guys, they're all so talented.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about Crimsick, Shotzi, Illy,
Yeah.
and Fellow.
Yeah.
Fellow being the new pickup after Hook was
Mm-hmm.
dropped. I mean, dude, those players are so good. They're the reigning champs.
Yeah.
The reigning COD
tough.
champs. And they look like a very middle of the pack team right now.
Yeah. And it was Fellow's birthday on the day they got eliminated.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
OpTic just like
Steamrolled them.
yeah.
Yeah, it was not a pleasant series for Dallas.
Yeah, if you're a Dallas Empire fan, it's tough to watch.
Yeah. I mean, and we've been there too with OpTic, man,
Yeah.
there's obviously been such worse moments with them too. People say that like this is the worst OpTic's ever been, and it's
Yeah.
like, you need to
They
you
didn't
don't-
watch back in the day.
Yeah, no.
You don't know like BO2 OpTic.
yeah, they were struggling.
Yeah.
But Dallas, yeah, they're in a slump right now. I don't really know what it comes down to, if it's just teamwork with Fellow
Mhm.
or, individual players aren't doing too well. A mixture of everything.
Yeah.
Because they've been struggling, and then LA Thieves have kind of been struggling, not as badly, but
Yeah.
they've been on the same thing with Hook.
Yeah. I think that's just they need some time. Because they put in Hook like, I feel like after they finally figured out, the entire team, like with TJ.
Yeah.
Like they knew what they were gonna do. They figured everything out, and then they picked up Hook,
Yeah.
and they're like ready to rock and roll. And now Hook's on the squad,
Yeah.
which I mean, I think it's a really good long term play.
Yep.
And I think it's
Yep.
still the right play
Yeah,
for
I
that
agree.
team. But I'm sure going into Major 4, it'll be different.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's what we saw with OpTic. They just have these quick turnarounds
Yeah.
where they just look horrible, and everyone's like, "Oh man," like including myself. I was worried. I was like,
Yeah.
"Man, this is not going to be good for them." And they give me the middle finger. They're like,
Yeah.
they turn it
You-
around instantly.
You just gotta believe.
Yeah.
And the OpTic people that bandwagon on them afterwards, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no,
you're not a fan.
That-
You didn't believe.
No, that drives me nuts. Like there's the people. Like like I'm a fan, and I always look at them objectively, just like any other team. I try not to have that bias.
Yeah.
And I'm
you have
like,
to be realistic about like the brackets and stuff, because like I didn't have OpTic winning,
yeah,
but I could see OpTic winning.
yeah,
You know?
no, exactly. You got to be like, okay, look, they could do it.
Mhm.
It's possible.
And they nearly did it.
They did do really well. They placed pretty damn high. But same thing with Dallas right now. I expect and hope that team picks it up,
Mm-hmm.
and starts to get the ball rolling and turns it around so they can place a bit better.
Yeah.
Going forward. But right now, again, it's always hard to see in the future how they're going to be looking.
Yeah.
To think that Dallas is going to regain and look that good, they have the ability to. But
Yeah. I mean, all these teams do.
yeah,
But are they going to be able to apply the changes and, get the right timing
yeah, right.
with all of it? Because right now I think the top, 5 teams are pretty cemented for the most part.
Yeah, I would say so.
FaZe is cemented. I'll say that.
Yeah. Play it safe with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, FaZe for sure is cemented.
Other than that, that's all I have in my notes and
Yeah,
everything about the major.
yeah. I mean, looking through the teams, there's not much else that I really wanted to touch on.
Mhm.
We talked about Thieves. London Royals looking good. Gorillas. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear cut as to who are the top teams and the bottom teams, and the bottom teams, whether it's changes that they need to make if they haven't already. I think the biggest teams that got to make a change or have something going is Surge. Whether it's players or it's just teamwork, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they
You
have
know?
to do something.
Yeah, I mean, because that team does not deserve to be down there. They're
Yeah.
so much better than that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. This is a week off
Mm-hmm.
as we're filming this. It's the 17th, so this week there's no games.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be just a drama week.
Yeah. Drama. Everyone regain.
Yeah.
After the major, calm down. You know?
I mean,
And
we might see some more roster changes.
Yeah.
Who knows what we're gonna see?
COD will start up next week. But again, congrats to FaZe, Abizi, Arcity, Celium, Simp. Those guys are crazy.
Yeah, shout out to
You know.
Abizi too for liking a tweet that I sent out to him. I shot him.
Tyler.
Yeah, shot him a congratulations and he liked it. That was pretty.
Abizi
he's
he's liked a lot of our tweets.
He has, especially when we fried him in pub. No, I'm kidding.
we killed him.
we killed him.
We killed him.
Yeah,
we took a map off of the world champ.
Yeah.
We can say that.
Yeah, we can. It's so funny too. Before we wrap this up, it's so crazy. Like I still think about that when we watch them play. I'm like, dude, we played.
Yeah, we played
those
them.
guys.
Yeah.
In a public match, and they were so insane.
Yeah.
And they were just probably like chilling, talking
Just
to their
chatting.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were frying us.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, these guys actually, if they have the 90-degree hunch on or the 45-degree hunch,
Yeah.
and they're yelling, calling out, I'm like, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh,
We got that one game off of them.
Yeah,
and then they're the people on Twitter like, you should have done this.
Yeah, exactly. The Twitter coaches. I'm like, dude, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're talking about. Sit down.
But, yeah. As Arcity says, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, great interview by him. Fuck them. I couldn't agree more.
Congrats to those guys. They deserve it.
Yeah, they absolutely do. They played fantastic. So hopefully, I mean, no surprise, they're probably going to be continuing their reign in stage 4, but it'll be interesting to see how OpTic plays, if they get to regain a little bit and keep their momentum from the last game or last major and carry it into stage 4.
Yeah.
Same thing. We hope with just obviously we just want more competition. Man.
Yeah,
That's
we
all
want all the teams.
We
to do
just
well.
want all the teams to be absolutely frying at the top.
Yeah, but if OpTic wins, I won't be.
I won't be crying.
I won't be
That'd
crying.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine they're gonna. I hope they keep this rolling,
Yeah.
so then they can place top 3.
Yeah.
And perhaps get that dub in Major 4.
Because we're OG fans.
Oh yeah, big time.
Been watching them for a while.
Yeah. So
But
we got to be pulling for them. But
Yeah.
it is who it is. We always, them in New York. I'm pulling.
we
for
want
them.
all the teams to do well.
Yeah, exactly. Except Dallas Empire. No, we like them too. We want to see all these teams bounce back.
Yeah.
If they're in a slump, because it's not ideal. They can all play better than that. So I expect it Major 4. I think it's gonna be a lot tighter with all these teams.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Tighter than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be pretty damn good. But you have anything else that you wanted to add to this? I think
No.
we're good to close it out.
I think we're good.
Well, good. Well, we hope you enjoyed our recap of the Major and stage 4 over or stage 3 overall. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So once again, congrats to Atlanta FaZe, everybody on the team, coach, players, catering staff,
Everyone that made it possible.
everybody that made it possible. So yeah, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to give us a review and listen to it. We're on all major platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Music. I mean, the whole works.
Yeah.
We say it every episode.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.
Yeah, we are.
everything.
We are.
Yeah.
So make sure to give us some feedback on what you thought of this episode and other episodes. And it's been the COD Casuals. I'm Mike,
I'm Justin.
and we will see you next week. Take it easy, guys.
Peace.